Brother Bob Casey. Good morning. Can you hear me, Bob? It's always a concern of mine. Good morning, Lance. Hey, there's old Frank. Morning, Jim, Skyfly, Joe Folio. What's up, JoJo? Thank you, Bob. Technique. What's up, my man? Brother Brad, morning. Gator Draw, good morning. Loud and clear, man. I love it. Life is good. Oh, me. Everybody awake? Time change got me just a little off kilter today for some reason. Good morning, John. How's Mr. John doing up there in Saginaw, Michigan? That's not where he's from, but every time I see him or Lon, they from Michigan, I think of Saginaw, Michigan. Good old song. Scott, what's up, my man? Turkey Lurker. There's old Scott's got a new bus stop. Y'all didn't know that. Go check him out. He made a short. He's an entrepreneur. Old Scott is, and being a engineer wasn't enough, so he decided to put in a bus stop at his house. Y'all go check that out. And I'm not talking just a little bus stop. I believe he could get UPS and FedEx dropped off there now too. Good morning, Ronnie. Ronnie, you'd be proud of me. I went fishing Friday, crappie fishing with a couple of buddies of mine. And this young man I brag about all the time here, old Kyle Myers, we took a guided fishing trip out to our little lake there at home, just up the road from me, there in Athens. And he put us on some crappie. There was three of us, and our limit was 75, and we caught 75. But while I was crappie fishing, I caught an 8.5 pound largemouth bass. That's on a 6 pound test, little crappie rig with a little bitty jig. I hung this dude and brought him up from about 22 foot of water. Man, what a fun day. We had a fun afternoon. Did all this in 4 hours, from 1 to 5 o'clock, and it was over with. We had a good time. But I thought about you, Ron. I said, man, you'd be proud of me if you go to I haven't put it on Facebook, but I put it on my Instagram page. And I've shared a picture with Rodney yesterday. You might have seen it, but it was quite fun, quite a fun afternoon. Let's see who else I got here. If y'all see my buddy James Tilley, he's killed him a 12-point. I think I told y'all that last week. But today I'm gonna read y'all. I think I've told a story about this book. This book that I read from is in Texas. We have highway markers, and it could be meanings of old Civil War battlegrounds, or it could be a meaning of somebody's house that was special to somebody, and they got a plaque put up on the side of the road. But today, and there's always a neat little story, right? So that's what I try to do when I read this, is because it's different. This one is in Mason County in Mason, Texas. It's the two sheriffs of Mason County. A native of Kentucky, Thomas Milligan, 1810 to 1860, he's only 50 years old, moved to this area in 1855 and operated a chain station for the stage line. He was also a rancher and supplied beef to the soldiers at Fort Mason. Shortly after Mason County was organized in 1858, he became the first elective sheriff. 2 years later, he was killed by hostile Indians near his home. His grandson, Allen Thomas Murray, 1880 to 1929, became county sheriff in 1924, and like his grandfather, died in the line of duty. He was killed by bootleggers near this site in 1929. And that monument was erected in 1980 on US Highway 87, half a mile north. So, sad story, but it happened. Hate that it did. FTFO, good morning. Technique, good morning. Mr. Barkley, there's old Barkley. I seen Johnny C. Scott especially. He is. He's got it going on, man. My sunrise is at 7 or 6:55 my time, so it's up. And it'll bust on through all that mess here in a minute. Let's run down the bridge. Seen a few boats. I think they're having bass tournament this morning. JSK, good morning. Left from the other boat ramp. There's another boat ramp about a half mile around the corner here called Log Cabin, and they'll go over there. It's got a full blown store, and I think they charge them $5-10 to park their boats. So they'll go over there. They can go over there and give them a little breakfast, get the day started. And Joe Fodelio and his band of brothers, the Quad Mafia group, for the FPV guys, they've got a new frame out. They say it's unbreakable. Well, I don't know. I've watched Joe fly. He's pretty rough on stuff. I'm pretty rough on stuff too, so I'm curious to see how it works. May have to get one. The problem is, I'd like to have another drone. Getting the good cameras, the DJI cameras right now, kind of nearly impossible to get. But it's part of life, as they say. I don't know. We can cry and whine about it all we want, but it don't do no good. I don't make the rules. I just have to live by them, and man, Old Island is really starting to show again. Wow, a couple guys out there fishing. Little rant and rave. I know I've said this a couple times. I said on I don't know where I was at the other day, and I said this, but the flags are half staff till the 20th of this month. Dick Cheney died, former vice president with Bush, and he died. He passed away, and they put the flags at half staff. But man, I had to go to my other place this weekend, and I can't tell you how many government buildings, public schools, car dealerships that the flags weren't at half staff, and it's crazy. I've called several schools, and used to when I was in school. Of course, things have changed. We had there was kids that got to pick it. TJ, good morning. Kids got picked to go raise and lower the flags in the mornings and evenings when school started. When school was over with, you take out there and raise them up, lay them down. They teach us how to fold them and such as that. Well, they don't do that anymore. I've had a couple of the schools I've called. Well, our maintenance crew does that. And I said, well, you're about a week behind. Well, we didn't know. How do you not know? Public school, it's where our kids, that's where our kids get our education, right? At a public school. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you don't look at the news every day, and you'll miss out on that. So what I did was about 5 or 6 years ago is I put an app on my phone. Before I put my flagpole up at home, I had a big, still got a nice flagpole at work. And if you fly the flag, fly it right. That's the way I see it. So enough crying and whining about that. I just hate that our kids don't get taught that. And car dealerships, they fly the big flags, right? The 40 by 50, huge flags. Some of them are half staff, some of them are not. So I know they can do it. You just got to know, right? So enough about that. There's the bus driver, old Scott. Mr. Barkley, good morning. Brother Bob Casey. That old TJ, man, TJ lives over there on the east coast of the United States. And that dude, y'all want to see some pretty pictures. He can take a Ford emblem and make it look like a sunrise. That's the kind of guy he is. He takes great pictures over there. I like following him on Facebook. He's helped me out with getting some prints made. Some stuff I've done in the past too, so I'll do that again. Morning, Miss Mayla. Good to see you, young lady. Hope your husband's doing well. I know he had some surgery here a while back. Last time we talked, you said he's doing great, so I hope everybody's good there. need to think about those that need our thoughts and our prayers. We can all use them. We can all use them. It don't hurt to think about them. Even if you don't request one, just think about it, right? Don't hurt a thing. That's cool. This other boat ramp, I'll take you. I can't fly over there because it gets kind of out of the way. But it's around this corner, back center screen. They come out, not that stretch of. Turn this right. Right. Now then, here's a little brighter here, but you can see that's called Caney Cove right there. There's an RV park right here. Runs up in here, real nice place. Got cabins and stuff. But over here to the right there in the center of the screen, around the point of that piece of property, go up there a little bit. There's a log cabin boat ramp. It's really nice boat. Yeah, Caney Cove, a buddy of mine, a friend of mine, Gator Drone. Good morning. He's passed away now, but him and his wife, they own that. They had that Caney Cove place, RV park. Me and him worked together, and then he would work that on the weekends when he got off work. Real nice piece of property, real nice place. Back over here. But I ain't gonna be up much longer. I'll let Johnny have it, and we'll drink some coffee with him. Oh, Rick's in here. Good morning, Rick. Little Ricky, man, I sure do like old little Ricky. Them guys at work, I've made a couple of videos. Y'all can go to my channel and look. We've done some time lapses of a drilling rig, and I got to watch it raise up the other day. I did a time lapse of that. It turned out pretty good. You don't see, a lot of people don't get to see that. I know Ron Brown made a comment that he does. That's something he just doesn't see, right? And if you don't see it, and I don't see it very often, but I've been around them my whole life. But this was actually first. They called it a